What are you actually capable of? This old story is kind of designed to make us look in the mirror and answer that very question. To see what I mean, we gotta start at the beginning. Okay, so here's the setup. You've got this really wealthy guy, a master, and he's about to head out on a super long journey. But before he goes, he decides to run a little test of trust with his servants. He's going to put them in charge of his property while he's away. Now, when we hear the word talent, we think of a skill. But in this story, a talent was a huge amount of money. I mean, a massive measure of weight, usually gold or silver. So we're talking about a staggering responsibility. This is not pocket change. He's handing them real significant wealth. But here's a really key detail. He doesn't give everyone the same amount. He gives one servant 5 talents, another gets 2, and the third gets 1. And the story is very clear that he gave to each according to his ability. So this isn't about playing favorites. It's actually a pretty shrewd move. He's matching a level of responsibility to what each person can handle. So the master leaves, the servants have the money, and now, what? Well, this is where the story really gets going. It's a fork in the road, and with the master gone, they each have a choice to make. And boy, do they choose 2 very, very different paths. The first 2 servants, the ones with 5 and 2 talents, they don't waste any time. They immediately get to work. They see the master's gift as capital to be grown, not a treasure to be guarded. So they get out there and start investing. And you know what? Their initiative pays off, big time. Through their hard work and smarts, they both manage to double what they were given. The 5 talents become 10, the 2 talents become 4. I mean, an absolutely perfect return on the master's trust. But then there's the third servant. He goes down a completely different road. He's got his 1 talent, and the only thing he feels is fear. He's afraid of losing it, afraid of the master, afraid of failing. And what does fear tell you to do? Play it safe. So that's exactly what he does. He digs a hole in the ground and buries the money. No risk, for sure, but also no effort. And this just perfectly lays out the 2 mindsets at the heart of this story. On one side, you've got the faithful servants. They act on trust, they put their gifts to work, and they get a return. On the other side, you've got the fearful servant. He acts on fear, he hides his gift, and, well, as we're about to see, that choice has some pretty major consequences. So after a long time, the master comes back, and the very first thing he does is call his servants to settle up. This is it, the moment of truth. Each one has to explain what they did with what they were given. The first 2 servants step up and show their incredible earnings. And the master's response is just pure praise. Well done, good and faithful servant. He's so impressed that because they proved they could be trusted with this, he promises to give them even more responsibility. Then it's the third servant's turn. He digs up that single talent, hands it back, completely untouched, and starts making excuses. His whole defense boils down to, I was afraid. He even tries to blame the master for his own inaction. The master's judgment is quick and it is harsh, but you have to notice why. The servant isn't punished for making a bad investment or for losing the money. He's condemned because his fear completely paralyzed him. He never even tried. That was the real problem. And here's the kicker. The master takes the 1 talent from him and gives it to the servant who now has 10. The lesson is just so powerful. Gifts that we don't use, they don't just sit there. They fade, they weaken, and eventually they can be lost altogether. Okay, so this is a great story, but it's pretty obvious it's not just about financial advice. So how does this apply to our lives? What does talent really mean for us today? When you hear this story, what comes to mind for you? What are the valuable resources, the gifts that you've been given in your life? It's a question that's really worth thinking about. You know, the talents in our lives are so much bigger than just money. They're everything we've been given. It's our time, it's our unique skills and abilities, it's our creativity, our passions, it's our influence on the people around us, no matter how big or small that circle is. And here's where the story gets super personal. Remember how the master gave out different amounts? That's because the point is not to look at the person next to you and compare your 2 talents to their 5. That is a total trap. The only question that this story asks is, what did you do with what you were given? So this brings us to the most important part of all. How do we take this ancient lesson and actually do something with it? How do we make sure that we're not the servant who just goes and digs a hole in the ground? You know, the message couldn't be more direct. It's a challenge. Fear is a real thing, and the story acknowledges that. But it begs us not to let fear make the final call. Don't let it be the reason your gifts stay buried. So what does that look like in real life? Well, it starts with making a choice to step out of fear and into action. You don't have to change the world in one day. Just start small. Be faithful with the one opportunity that's right in front of you. And then just watch what happens. Those small, faithful steps, they build momentum and they multiply your impact over time. The first two servants were called faithful, and that is the key. Their faithfulness with what they were given opened the door to so much more. That small step you take today, that's the seed for a much bigger impact tomorrow. So we'll end with the question we started with, for you to take with you. Looking at your life, your time, your abilities, your passions, what's the gift you've been hiding out of fear? And what's the one small, faithful step you can take today to start putting it to work?
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.